You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Lead Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Oldies Show. I'm your host, Bruce Edwards. Today we're playing 1991 classics. That's right, country classics. Big shout out to my daughter, Heather. It's her birthday today. She was born in 1991. That's why I decided to do the show. So happy birthday to Heather. Hope you're having a great day no matter what you're doing. Anyway, hey, that was a little Don't Rock the Jukebox, a little Alan Jackson for you here. We're going to take this one off. Here's an old guy for sure. Well, he was around back in 1991. This is Doug Stone, In a Different Light.
I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
Oh, there you go. That's a little Doug Stone, In a Different Light. That song was written by Bob McGill, Dickie Lee, and Bucky Jones, recorded in February 1991, the same year my daughter was born, so I'm sure I was listening to In a Different Light for sure. Hey, you know what? This next one here is a well-known group and a well-known song, and I know I'm saying that multiple times. That's called duplication, if you will. Big shout out to my daughter, Heather. It's her birthday today, so we are playing 1991 hits because that's what she did. This one's Down Home, written by Rick Bowles and Josh Leo, and recorded, of course, by Alabama. Released February 1991 as the fourth single from their album, Pass It On Down. And the song hit number one on the country singles chart in April of that year. Here we go, a little Alabama for you. We got a double shot of Garth coming up here in 1991. The Thunder Rolls, of course, came out and said it's written by Pat Alger and Garth Brooks. Top two songs on the list. Favorites, country hits of 1991. The year also saw him include Ropin' in the Wind album. And so we're playing a double shot. We've got the Thunder Rolls live version. We also got Unanswered Prayers. Let's do a little Garth concert, shall we? Here we go.
Just the other night.
My favorite station. I love you guys.
Turn your radios up.
There we go. A little Garth Brooks double shot for you there. This guy was one of my favorites for sure. And I don't know if you know much about Paul Overstreet, but he is a king as far as I'm concerned. And this is one of my favorite songs, Daddy's Come Around to My Way of Thinking. And it's a song co-written and recorded by Paul Overstreet. It was released in November of 1990 as his first single on the album Heroes. And the song was Overstreet's only number one country hit as a solo artist. But I can tell you, if you've listened to his other albums, he has amazing stuff. So let's hear a little Daddy's Come Around to My Way of Thinking. Here we go. This next performer, you've heard him for a while for sure.
Daddy's come around, Mama's way of thinking.
This next one here is from a guy that I really enjoyed. I used to listen to him running down the road all the time. Mark Chestnut, and he's not afraid to sing about what he thinks. It's kind of like a Taylor Swift. Anyway, you know what? Here's one that's called Brother Jukebox. Let's hear this one.
Box. Sister, why?
Show. I'm your host, Bruce Edwards. Today we are playing 1991 classics, and this one came out in March 13th of 1991. She's in Love with the Boy. Of course, you know she's the other half of that famous guy. We just played a couple of Garth songs there. Trisha Yearwood, and she brought this one out as her debut single, as well as the first single from her self-titled debut album. She's in Love with the Boy. I wonder which boy she was in love with back then. Good song by Trisha Yearwood. She's in Love with the Boy. We all know now which boy she was talking about at the time. This next song is one of my favorites. Gotta be absolutely one of my favorites. This one's called Keep It Between the Lines by Ricky Van Shelton. And of course, it was released in July 1991, so it was released probably in my birthday somewhere. And it's the second single from his fourth album called Backroads, and was the 10th and final number one single of his career. I absolutely love this one. Here we go, a little Ricky Van Shelton. By Ricky Frankie Van Shelton. Hey, this next one here, I got to play this one. This is Walk on Faith, debut single by American country artist Mike Reed, released in November of 1990. And it's from his 1991 debut studio album, Turning for Home. The song became his number one country hit in February of 1991, and he wrote the song with Alan Shamblin. I'd like to send this one out to my daughter Heather. Keep walking on faith, darling. One of my favorites for sure, Walk on Faith. Hey, this next one here, if you're broke like the rest of us, you're going to love this song. Remember our favorite guy, Mr. Joe Diffie? That's right. If the devil danced in empty pockets, he's done this one so many times. But this one was really hot, man. Back in 1991 is when this one was really going. April, actually. And it is very, very cool. Here we go. Let's just, here, you can borrow my, anybody need money? Hey, today's show is brought to you by Ontario Truck Driving School. You can learn all about them at OTDS, 9 locations throughout the province of Ontario. Check them out for truck driver training, heavy equipment, and more. Hey, you know what? The first song in 1991 was by George Strait, January 5th, I've Come to Expect It From You, and a song written by Buddy Cannon, Dean Dillon, and recorded by Mr. George Strait, released in October of 1990 as the third and final single from his album Livin' It Up, and it peaked at number one in 1991. Here we go. Let's listen to the number one song from that year. A little George Strait for you right there. Hey, these guys had a really good year in 1991 too. Brooks and Dunn had Brand New Man out, and it was written by Kix Brooks, Don Cook, and Ronnie Dunn. Released in June of 1991 as their debut single, and served as the first single and title track from their debut album of the same name. So I think we need to hear it, and here's the version with Luke Combs on it. Oh, yeah, there we are. A little Brooks and Dunn for you right there. Hey, you know what? This next lady, of course, is the queen of country music, if you will. Reba McEntire had Rumor Has It, and is a song written by Bruce Birch, Vern Dant, and Larry Shell, recorded by Reba. It was released in November of 1990 as the second single and title from her album Rumor Has It. And of course, it went up into number one when it was in 1991. Here we go, a little Rumor Has It for you by Reba McEntire. Good to see you on. And 95 days to the Woodstock Truck Show, that's for sure. Hey, we are playing 1991 country classics today. Why are we playing that? Because it's the Oldies show, and second, because it's my daughter's birthday. She was born today in 1991, and that is why we are playing. That's the real reason for it. Anyway, hey, this next song here is by a good friend, Mr. Travis Tritt. Not my good friend, but good friend of country music for sure. Wrote a song called Anymore, co-written and recorded it. And in September 1991, as the second single from his album It's All About to Change, it peaked at number one in both the United States and Canada. Hey, look at that, not the 51st state. Anyway, becoming his second of such United States and his fourth in Canada. The song was written by Tritt and Jill Kulkucky. Let's hear it. Oh, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the Oldies show. Bye for now.
You never know what's going to happen next.
They always are coming up with new stuff, new twists.
The craziest stuff happens on that show.
It keeps me laughing.
You're listening to Let Pedal Radio, music for people behind the wheel.